and then we'll move on to like the real product. Okay? So software as a service is where you have apps that you have to have a web browser to access. It's online. You've outsourced this app because you don't want to run it yourself. You're hiring, you're outsourcing, for example, your email to a third-party vendor. I don't want to run a mail server at home. I want to hire Hotmail or Microsoft and Yahoo and Google to do my email for me, and I trust them. All right? Same thing goes for Google Apps and Salesforce and things like that. Right? So it's an app that's online. At the very bottom layer is the infrastructure as a service model. So that's where you're going to outsource all of your hardware. I don't want to have machines. I don't want to have disk. Right? I just want to rent these things from Amazon or Google or Rackspace. Right? So you're getting virtual machines or you're getting big disk. Okay? And when you're paying for that stuff, you're getting power, networking, and cooling, and all those things that you have to have. Right? But if you're going to host an application using infrastructure, all right, between this hardware layer and your application, there's a whole bunch of other things that you need to worry about, like the operating system. Do I do Windows 2008? Do I do Linux? If I do that, which distribution do I do? Do I do Debian, Red Hat, Ubuntu? And then on top of that, then you have to worry about what kernel version do I use? And then after the OS picture has been solved, you have to go, OK, now I got to do database. What database do I use? Web server, which web server do I use? So you have all kinds of other things to worry about before you can actually run your app. All right? And so in the middle, we have platform as a service, which is the one that doesn't get as much of the spotlight as the other two levels. But I think it's one of the most powerful because of two different things. One is that the apps that you're using at the SaaS level are not your apps. They're somebody else's. Right? You have no control over the code. If you find a bug in Gmail, the most you can do is file a ticket with a Google engineer and have one of them fix it. Right? At the platform layer, you actually have the foundations of building your own applications. It is your code. It does give you the ability to write full applications and to outsource the hosting of that application to a vendor like Google or Salesforce for Heroku or Microsoft for Azure. Okay? And the other cool thing about platform as a service is all those other things that I said you had to worry about with infrastructure, like the operating system, the database, the web server, those things are taken care of for you because the platform only lets you focus on the app, not on anything else below that layer. Okay? So that's great. So that's why I think it's powerful because you have more control over the code than in SaaS.